Hello, hi guys, it's Lani. Yay! How was your week, everyone? How are you? Hi, everyone. Hi, 68 Joy. Hi, Hadu. Hi, Ismazra. Hi, newbie Andrade. I hope I called your name properly. Hi everyone. Alright, so last week in South Korea, it rained a lot, so the flood damage was so serious. Have you seen the videos on like Instagram or like any other news? It was so serious. I hope if there's any Eggbun who live in South Korea, I hope you are well and safe. Yeah, you've seen, right? Yeah, it was so crazy. But you know what? The problem is it's raining again now. So the weather forecast said it's gonna be rain until this week. So I hope there's no more any damages and accidents because of the flood and rain. I really hope that. Hi Tasneem. Yeah, and on the other hand, I heard that like European countries and also the UK, they are suffering from the droughts. And Korea, we are suffering from the flood. What's going on this earth? Oh my gosh. Right? I hope everything goes well soon and everyone's safe. And I think we really need to think about saving the planet. It's not too late now, even though we start now. We learned something last time, didn't we? Anyone? Any Eggbun here? You remember? Has who? Hi. Anyone remember something about better late than never in Korean? Is there anyone who joined last time? You definitely know. Please leave the comments or send hearts. Anyone? Anyone knows? No? Alright, I'm gonna just tell you. So better late than never is, in Korean, 시작이 반이다. 시작이 반이다. In Brazil, there's no rain for 6 months. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be crazy. I hope, 시작이 반이다. Better late than never. So let's start to think about how to save our planet and think about the environment more. Let's start from now. 안녕하세요. 안녕. 만나서 반가워요. So today's topic. What is today's topic? Anyone knows? We posted on our our stories. 오늘 주제 아는 사람 있나요? 오늘 주제는 바로 Korean expressions. Let me show you our today's. It's not favorite Korean word. It is, and let's go to the next one. I'm sorry, I forgot to change the title. I'm sorry. Well, Eggbun sometimes, makes some mistakes. I'm sorry. But anyways, the question is the right one. So today's topic is about Korean expressions. And the question was about, is there any specific situation or expression you want to know in Korean? So 한국어로 알고 싶은 구체적인 상황이나 표현이 있나요? So this was the question. So actually the question was a bit unclear, but if I tell you, like in other words, that means, is there any specific situation where you'd like to know, like, proper Korean expression? So 한국어를 알고 싶은 어떤 구체적인 상황이나 표현이 있나요? So this was the question for today. So we're talking about Korean expressions for specific situation and in specific situations. So let's talk about this topic, but before we go to kick off, so please don't forget that this broadcast is focused on the things you're curious about, like expressions or phrase used in daily life other than formal Korean study. So I recommend you to study Korean properly through our Eggbun app. I mean, if you like to study further, alright? So today, please leave comments if you have any questions you want to know more, like through this podcast. And yeah, I will check all your comments. Okay, let's kick off. So first, what we're gonna see is, let me move down this way a little bit, go down. And then let's start. So first one is about, can you see me well? Yeah, first one is about 사자성어. So someone asked, what are the most important 사자성어, which is the acronym made up of 4 Chinese characters, which is 사자성어. So 사자성어, to know, and when is a good start to memorize them? 안녕. So we are talking about 사자성어 now. 사자성어, as you can see, it is an acronym made of 4 Chinese characters, which contains a lesson or origin. So it's like an idiom with Chinese characters, and it's used in Korea quite often. To be honest, quite often. And then Jordy Kroon, thank you for your answer. And you asked about when is good to start to learn about 사자성어. I think anytime, to be honest, anytime. Like there's no specific time you want to know about like specific words, but I think it's easier if you know some Chinese characters. For example, even when you read the time in Korean, you even need to know some Chinese characters. For example, when you say for the minutes, like 1분, 2분, 3분. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These numbers from Chinese characters. So like we use lots of Chinese characters in Korean. So I think when you start to learn about Korean with Chinese characters, I think it's good to it is a good time to start to learn 사자성어 as well. And I think, and also even in Korean, because like of course it's made up of Chinese characters, but we read in Korean way. So you can see some examples in Korean, so you can use in any casual conversation, or and also actually it's really good to use when you write something in Korean. So yeah, it's still there's no specific time, but I recommend you to learn it when you know Chinese character. Okay, so let's see some 사자성어 I brought for today. So I brought just 3, but actually there are some more. There are hundreds. So I recommend you to learn Chinese character. separately, or actually, I think maybe we can talk about these four Chinese characters, 사자성어, as a separate topic in the future, so that we can know more about 사자성어. So anyway, today what I brought, so let's look at the first one. First one is 사필귀정. 사필귀정. We use it quite a lot. For example, first of all, so the meaning of 사필귀정 is everything must return to the right path. So you can use it like when you see some situation like something, for example, someone who worked hard but get in trouble, but came into the right path, or received the rewards after the difficulties, then you can say 역시 사필귀정이야. 역시 인생은 사필귀정이야. Life is 사필귀정. Because that person, he worked hard, even though he had some time of difficulties, but anyway he received the reward afterwards. So that's why everything must return to the right path. So like even something like for example, one of our egg bunny, for example, like Jordy, he studies hard, and then he, for example, he study hard and takes some notes for some certain Korean exam, but someone like how to say it 컨닝하는 거 뭐지? I forgot that word. But someone like took his maybe notes, like the study note for that's his like study, but in the end Jordy, he studied hard, so he got a good mark. But that one who stole the note from Jordy got bad mark. Then that means like 역시 사필귀정이야. So like if you do the good deed, then you receive the good thing, and if you do the wrong thing, you will receive hopefully not punishment or judgment, but anyway, it will turn out according to your deed. So 사필귀정. So when you see each of them, actually I know some characters, but I don't know some. So 사 is 일사. 일사 is like work, and 필 is 반드시 필. So 반드시 is must, and 귀 is, I guess, is like returning, like 회귀하다, like return. So 회귀하다 할 때 귀, and 정 is 바를 정, so right, which means right. So every work will come back to the right path. So when you see the 사자성어, it's easier to know the meanings of each character. Then you will guess, what does that mean. Alright, so next, let's go to the next one. Next one is 전화위복. 전화위복. So 전화위복, I think you can use it when you face to crisis. So 전화위복 means, so the disasters, worries, or concerns become blessings. For example, like we had like a corona pandemic, right? So some people definitely had really hard time because of corona, but some people actually use that crisis and use it as a turning point, so they could earn something good from that crisis. So in that situation, you can use it like 전화위복. And even in news, when you watch news, or see the newspapers, you can see, oh, actually, we faced to the difficult time because of COVID, but actually this helped to I don't know, COVID, how it it actually helped. It was actually helpful to improve like online, like develop online system or community, or like technologies, all kind of like those kind of things. So actually for the IT companies, corona pandemic was actually 전화위복. So for example, for the IT companies, the corona pandemic was the turning point that they could make some profit. So if I just translate it in Korean with 전화위복, 코로나 팬데믹은 IT 업계, IT 산업에서 전화위복이었습니다. Because they made a profit. So 전화위복. So when you see each character, so 전 is, to be honest, I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe change, I guess. I don't know what is 전 means. I definitely I can search online, but I can, actually you can find it by yourself. Maybe it can be an assignment. So you can study further with this 사자성어, right? So 전화, 화 is like disaster, and I think 위 is crisis, 위기 is crisis, so 위 is crisis, and 전 is definitely is change. That means change. So 전화, so change, disaster, 위복. I'm sorry, I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, but 복 is blessing. I'm pretty sure 복 is blessing. So 전화, 위복. If you know each character, then you definitely know the full meaning of 사자성어. And the next one is 대기만성. So 대기만성 means it takes a long time to make a, what is large bowl? Oh yeah, it takes a time to make a large bowl. So it's like direct translation, but which means actually the person who will become big is made late. I'm not sure it's like proper translation, but anything it takes long time, it becomes big. So you need to put more effort, you need to put more time to make something big, like that. So like even you can use it for some specific person. For example, 이 사람은 완전 대기만성형이야. 이 사람은 대기만성형이야. 형 is style. So he or she is like 대기만성 style. So this person actually, this person got success through long time period, after the long time period. So you can use it. 이 사람은 대기만성형이야. Like that. For example, who be good? Like there's there are some actors and actresses who became popular after like about 10 years, like unknown period, right? So for those kind of people, we can say, 저 배우 is actor and actress. So 저 배우는 대기만성형이야. 대기만성형 배우, like 대기만성 style actors and actresses, like that. So through this 사자성어, what I wanted to say is I believe all our egg bunnies, you guys, even though you can't see any development or improvement in your Korean study at the moment, but everyone has the peak of blooming, right? And everyone has the peak of blooming in different timing. So that's what I want to say is someone can achieve something early, but someone will achieve their goal in the end. So don't give up, please don't give up, and just carry on. If you are sure about your goal and what you want, with a goodwill. And I hope you guys become 대기만성형 egg bunnies. Alright? Go for it. I support you. Alright, so the next one is how to say I got ripped off. So Painkiller 608, I'm not sure he or she, but Painkiller 608 asked about I got ripped off. How to say I get rid of in Korean? Can you guess how to say get ripped off in Korean? Anyone who heard about this before? No? Shall we see? So get rid of is 바가지 쓰다. Oh my gosh, 바가지 쓰다? Why 바가지? So 바가지 쓰다 means like inflicts unreasonable loss by paying fee or product price higher than the actual price. So 바가지 in Korean, you can see on the bottom. So 바가지 in Korean is a bowl. 바가지 쓰다. I think there is some certain origin, but yeah. You can check why 바가지 쓰다 becomes get rid of. Right? You can find the origin of 바가지 쓰다. So 쓰다 is the meaning of 쓰다. There are four meanings, which is wear, and which is put on, or why is bitter? Oh. So 쓰다 in taste, put on or bitter, like in terms of taste, or 쓰다 write, or you can use it compose or use, or you can also use 쓰다 for employ or hire. So for example, first 쓰다, wear a hat, 모자를 쓰다, wear a hat. 모자를 쓰다. You can use it in that way. Or put on. Put on. 무엇을 쓰다? 우산을 쓰다. 우산 is umbrella. So put on. Hopefully it's right. Put on an umbrella. So 우산을 쓰다. And the bitter. 커피가 쓰다. 커피 맛이 쓰다. Coffee tastes bitter. So 커피 맛이 쓰다. Or write. Usually, yeah, you use it a lot. Like 한국말로 쓰다. Write in Korean. 한국말로 쓰다. Write in Korean. Or compose like 곡을 쓰다. Compose a song. 곡을 쓰다. Compose a poem. 시를 쓰다. And then, or employ or hire. 사람을 쓰다. So when you use in this sentence, 사람을 쓰다, it's employ person, use a person, hire a person, hire worker. 사람을 쓰다. So when you see the light green sentences, these are the examples that to show how to use 바가지 쓰다 in Korean. So when you see the first sentence, 나 바가지 쓴 거 아니야? 나 바가지 쓴 것 같은데? When you talk to your friends, like you feel like, I think I'm ripped off. And you feel like you are ripped off, then you can ask to your friend, like, 나 바가지 쓴 거 아니야? Am I not ripped off? I think, am I ripped off? I think I'm ripped off. Or, 나 바가지 쓴 것 같은데? I think I was ripped off. 나 바가지 쓴 것 같은데? So, yeah, you can use in that way. Or, 가격이 완전 바가지네. 바가지. So in this sentence, 바가지 is rip off as a noun. So 바가지 is rip off in noun. So 가격이 완전 바가지네. So you can use it like, the price is absolutely rip off. It's crazy. If you want to say it, you can just use it like, 가격이 완전 바가지네. 가격이 완전 바가지네요. In more respectful way. But usually when you use 바가지 쓰다, you don't really use it in any formal situation. So you will use between friends or family, like close relationships. So I think 바가지 쓰다, you can use it like in casual way, like because in Korean there are two ways, like respectful way and also casual way. So you can use like 가격이 완전 바가지네. 가격이 완전 바가지네요. Like that. So in two ways. Alright? So yeah, let's go to the next one. So next one, Ruistatilove. 1, 2, 3. Ruistatilove 1, 2, 3. Ask about how to say I'm wrong. How to say I'm wrong. How to say I'm wrong. So you can say 제가 틀렸어요. 제가 틀렸습니다. 내가 틀렸어. So 제가 틀렸어요 or 제가 틀렸습니다. Respectful way. And then 내가 틀렸어 is in casual way. 내가 틀렸어. And there's a very important thing that even Koreans are confused. Because 틀리다 and 다르다. So quite many of Koreans are also confused between 틀리다 and 다르다. Because like, for example, so 틀리다 is like be wrong, or which means be wrong or incorrect, or like make an error, or which is like hopeless. For example, 틀리다 is like 답이 틀렸어. 답이 틀렸어. So 답이 틀렸다 means the answer was wrong, but 답이 다르다. 답이 다르다. Because 다르다 has the meaning that which is different, dissimilar, or distinct, or unusual, or which is other. So like it has like different. So people, even Koreans, they are confused with whether they need to use 틀리다 or 다르다. 답이 틀리다 is the answer is wrong, but 답이 다르다 is the answer is different. But quite many people say like, 답이 틀렸어. I mean, they should use 답이 틀렸어, but they use like 답이 달라, 답이 달랐어 instead of like 틀렸다. It's like 가르치다 and 가르치다. So, there are some Korean words, even Koreans get confused. So, like, this is kind of one of the popular example that they are quite get confused. Get confused. And so 틀리다, and then for the second meaning, make an error. Like 답이 틀렸어, 답이 틀리다. You can understand it. And then hopeless is like 이미 틀렸어. Like 이미 틀렸어. It's already gone. It's already done. When you see that kind of situation, 이미 틀렸어, you can use it like that. Can I use 안 맞다? 안 맞다. 안 맞았어. 안 맞다 is same as 틀리다, which is wrong, which means wrong. Yeah, right. So 안 맞다 is fine. But 안 맞다, how to say? 안 맞았어. I mean, you can use it, but if you want to use it more natural way, it's better to use 틀리다. And 안 맞다 sounds more like which are not assembled well. Not like when you assemble something, when those are not really fit each other, you can use it like 안 맞는 것 같아. Or like if you meet some person, like people, you are working together, and then you feel like that person doesn't suit you, then 저 사람은 나랑 안 맞는 것 같아. Like it's more natural, but you can use like 저 사람은 나랑 틀려. So in this situation it's wrong. So 저 사람은 나랑 틀려. So not using 틀리다, but 저 사람은 나랑 달라. Because that person doesn't suit me because he is different, right? So you need to use 저 사람은 나랑 다르다 instead of 저 사람은 나랑 틀리다. 틀리다 is more like something wrong, something incorrect or hopeless. But that person is not hopeless. That person is not wrong. That person is just different, right? So that's why you need to use 저 사람은 나랑 다르다, not 저 사람은 나랑 틀리다. Okay? Yeah. Any other questions? No? Okay, shall we go to the next? If you have any further questions, please leave the comments. Please leave a comments. Alright? Alright. Next is, what is the difference with 에 and an? 에서. So 에서, actually you can find this on our Instagram posts. So 에 is the particle refers to a state or location of something. So mostly it is used with the verb 있다, 없다. Alright? So I brought the post for this podcast, so you can see the difference between 에 and 에서. So 에 is like is to use to emphasize on the state. So you can see the example. You can see the example. 집에 있어요. 집에 있어요. So I'm at home. 집에 있어요. So which is used to indicate the location. 집에 있어요. Or 지하철에. So 에 is more related to the location. 지하철에 있어요. And the 에서 is more emphasis on the action. So 집에서 게임을 해요. Of course, it is also indicating the location, but it's more emphasized. It has more emphasis on the action, like playing a game, right? So 집에서 게임을 해요. So it's more emphasizing on 게임을 하다 instead of 집. And the next one, 지하철에서 책을 읽어요. So it's also more, so you are reading a book, but you are reading a book in the tube. Yeah, in the train, right? So 지하철에서 책을 읽어요. So you are reading a book in the train. Yeah. So that's the difference. And also there is another meaning which 에 and 에서 have. So 에 is to. So 어디에 가다. 어디에 도착하다. So 학교에 가요. 학교에 가요. So 에 is going to. So 학교에 가요. I'm going to school. Or I've arrived to Seoul Station. 서울역에 도착했어요. 서울역에 도착했어요. So it's more like to, and then 에서 is more like from. So 학교에서 왔어요. 학교에서. So from I come from school. I come from the school. 학교에서 왔어요. Or I've departed from Seoul Station. So 서울역에서 왔어요. So you can find this post on our Instagram. So you can check it later after this podcast. Okay, let's go to the next one. And actually, 민국이's real ask another question about when I can use 면 and how I can use it, right? So 민국이 and this also we have a post about how to use 면 on our Instagram. You can find it. Oh, hold on. I found the question on the comment. So SRKNDONMEZ ask, 저는 서울에 살아요. 저는 서울에서 살아요. What is the difference? So 저는 서울에 살아요. 저는 서울에 살아요 means so you are living in school. So it's not school. You are living in Seoul. Actually, it's more correct to say 저는 서울에 살아요 because you are living in Seoul. And 서울에서 살아요. So 서울에서 살고 있다. So you are emphasizing you are living. You are like emphasizing living. If you want to emphasize living, that at the point, for that case, you can use 저는 서울에서 살아요. But usually you will you'd emphasize where you live, right? So that's why 저는 서울에 살아요 is more natural instead of 저는 서울에서 살아요. Because 서울에 살아요. You want to say where you are living at the moment, right? Instead of you are living, right? More emphasis on living than Seoul, right? So that's why, yeah. Good. Thank you for asking. And if anyone also has questions, please leave the comments. Okay. So let's go to the 으면에서. So 으면 is if, when. So you can use it with like 뭐뭐 쓰면 좋겠다. It would be nice if. So you can see the example. I brought this from Instagram post as well. You can check our Instagram. So 뭐 먹으면 with the example with the 먹다 먹으면 좋겠다 먹으면 좋겠다 or 받으면 좋겠다. And you can use so 으면 for 으면 when you see the bottom from the known before the 으면, then you can use the 으면. So you can see 먹. So it's 미음, and 기역. You can see the 기역 on the bottom. So that's why you use 먹으면 instead of 먹면. So 먹으면 좋겠다. No, 먹면. And then 뭐뭐 하면. So if there's no bottom before this particle, like 가다, 가면, or 예쁘다, 예쁘면. Alright? Yeah, you can see all these things later on our Instagram posts. And if I give you an example, 점심밥 맛있는 거 나오면 좋겠어요. Because there's no bottom on 나오다. The verb 나오다. Something means come out. So 점심밥 맛있는 거 나오면 좋겠어요. And the other one is 남자친구가 빨리 생기면 좋겠어요. 생기다. 남자친구가 생기가 you have a boyfriend. So 빨리 생기면 좋겠어요. So for 면 you use to think about something doesn't happen, but if or when something happens. Alright? Okay. So the next one is 아니 adjective 을수가. 아니 땡땡 수가. So I think Sean Baxter fanboy 1 he asked about 아니 땡땡 을수가. So what does that mean? What does that mean in English? Which is how can. So expressions that can be used mainly to show surprise or admiration. So for example, you can understand more if you see the example. So you can use it in these ways, like 아니 이럴 수가. To be honest, you can just use it with OMG, oh my gosh, 아니 이럴 수가. How come? Or how can it be like this? 아니 이럴 수가. And 아니 어쩜 이렇게 이쁠 수가. How can it be so pretty? How can she be so pretty? How can that dog be so pretty? 어쩜 그녀는 이렇게 이쁠 수가. 어쩜 그 강아지는 How can the puppy be so cute? 어쩜 그 강아지는 어쩜 이렇게 그 강아지가 귀여울 수가. Yeah. 아니 이렇게 맛있을 수가. No. How come can it be this delicious, like this much delicious? How can it be like this much delicious? Alright? OMG. So exactly, it's like OMG when you express like, how can it be like that? Alright? And the next one is how to flower 4311 ask about how to say I don't mean it and I will try harder in Korean. I don't mean it. I will try harder in Korean. So let's look at I don't mean it in Korean first. So in Korean, you can say it like 그러려고 한 게 아니야. 그러려고 한 게 아니야. 그런 의도가 아니었어. 그러려고 한 게 아니야. 그런 의도가 아니었어. So, 그러려고 is actually 그렇게 하려고, which is amalgamates word of 그렇게 하려고. So, 그렇게 하려고 한 게 아니야. 아니었어. I didn't mean it. If you want to use it in past tense, then you can say 그러려고 한 게 아니었어. Thank you heavens S8. 그러려고 한 게 아니었어 is I didn't mean it. But I don't mean it is 그러려고 한 게 아니야. 그럴 의도가 아니. This one is past tense because you can see 없어. 아니었어. So that's why it is 그런 의도가 아니었어. I didn't mean it. Alright? And the next one is I will try harder. I will try harder. In Korean, you can say 더 열심히 노력하겠습니다. 더 열심히 하겠습니다. Because 노력 is effort. 노력 is effort. 더 열심히 노력하겠습니다. Because you will try harder by putting more effort, right? So that's why you can say 더 열심히 하겠습니다. 더 열심히 하겠습니다. But you can add 노력, which is effort, so that you can make it like 더 열심히 노력하겠습니다. 라니는 더 열심히 노력하겠습니다. For the broadcast, for the live streaming, like that. Okay? Or you can use it like 더 노력할게요. It's more casual way. It's more casual way than the first one. Yeah. So 더 노력할게요. 더 열심히 할게요. 더 노력할게요. 더 열심히 할게요. You can use in these ways. Okay? Right. Shall we go to the next one? So next one, Xkylex asked, is there any expression similar to don't look a gift horse in the mouth? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. So this means don't find fault with something that has been received as a gift or favor. Actually, I haven't heard about this phrase before. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I haven't heard about this, so I searched like, what does that mean? And then I found it, and that means in Korean, actually there is no exact the same like idioms or proverb like that, but you can say it in this way. Like if I translate in Korean, 다른 사람의 호의를 트집 잡지 말아라. 다른 사람의 호의를 트집 잡지 말아라. So if you look at the words one by one, 다른 is different. You can see in pink. 다른 is different, dissimilar, and alike. So 다른. We already saw it before, right? So 다른 is that meaning, and then 사람 is person or people or human. Because in this sentence, 다른 사람의 호의를 트집잡지 말아라. In this sentence, it's used as person because, or at the same time, it used as people because 다른 사람. Because it's my words. So it's indicating only one person because one person can give the gift to you, but at the same time, so a number of people can give the gift to you. So that's why it's like people. It can be people as well. It can prevent people. So 다른 사람의 호의를 트집 잡지 마라. Any person, right? And 호의 is favor. 호의 is favor, goodwill, or kindness. 호의 is also composed of Chinese character. 호 is good. 호 is good in Chinese character. 의 is meaning or intention. I found the question 다르다, 다름. La Crepe Suzette 62. Could you just explain more about your question? Because I don't know 다르다, 다름. What is your question about? So 다르다 is adjective. 다름 is noun. Like adding meme on the bottom, so it becomes a noun. So 다르다 is adjective, but 다름 is noun. All right. And please leave questions if you have any. All right. And 트집을 잡다. 트집 잡지 좀 마. 트집 잡지 마. 아니 말을 선물해줬는데 웬 트집이야? 왜 트집을 잡고 그래? 말을 선물해줬는데 선물 줬는데 왜 트집이야? Like that. So 트집을 잡다 means pick on somebody, find fault with something, or nitpick. Okay? 트집을 잡다. 트집 is actually like fault. 트집 is fault in Korean. So 트집을 잡다 is like pick on, point out any, like find some fault with. Alright? So 트집을 잡다. So if you want to say don't look a gift horse in mouth in Korean, it is 다른 사람의 호의를 트집 잡지 말아라. Alright? 다른 사람의 호의를 트집 잡지 말아라. Yeah. I think I would be thankful if someone give a horse as a gift. And don't look and check the horse's teeth, right? To find any faults with. Alright? Okay, next one. Oh, I missed. I shouldn't forget this. So 의 is proposition. So actually, this is also another thing that actually Koreans also get confused with quite often, because 의 and 에 sounds very similar, right? So the proposition 의 acts as an adjective that modifies a noun in a sentence. So, for example, 기분 누구의, for example, 라니의 가방. So Lani's bag. So 라니의 가방. So you can use 의 for that. 라니의 or it acts on an adjective. Yeah. 라니의 가방, because it's Lani's bag. So 라니의 가방. But 에 acts as an adverb modifying a verb in a sentence. So I found the example like 기분 좋은 날의 데이트, 기분 좋은 날의 데이트. So of course you can make sound different, but actually it sounds very similar if you say it quickly. So 기분 좋은 날의 데이트, 기분 좋은 날의 데이트. So 기분 좋은 날의 데이트 is more more focusing on date, on the when you feel happy, like 기분 좋은 날의 데이트. But 기분 좋은 날에 is like you are happy, and then you are dating with someone. Like 기분 좋은 날의 데이트, 기분 좋은 날의 데이트. I hope it's clear. I hope. If not, please let me know. Please leave comments. Alright? I know it's quite funny. I know it sounds very similar, but yeah. 기분 좋은 날의 데이트, 기분 좋은 날의 데이트. Those are different. 라니의 가방, 라니의 가방. Because 라니의 가방 doesn't make sense in, grammarly. 라니의 가방 doesn't make sense. Oh, so sweet. Heaven says A. Thank you. 잘 자요. Yeah, hope to see you next time. 잘 자요. And then, yeah, if you have any questions, please leave comments or, leave answer for the next, story, for the next topic. All right? Okay, let's go to the next one. So next one is the collection of our Eggbun's answer. So let me see. So for the first one, JCore96 asked about when to tell time. So how to? I think JCore96 asked about how to, read time in Korean. Right? So you can find it on our Instagram post, which is posted on June 23rd, 2022. So when you see the clock, right? So it is 12:30, right? 12:30. So how to read it? How to read 12:30 in Korean? I know read Korean is so weird. Like, why they use two different types of numbers, right? So 12:30 in Korean is 12시 30분. 12시 30분. So when you read time, you use the count in Korean, and then when you read the minute, you use the number reading in Chinese. Reading with Chinese character. So 12시 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열, 열하나, 열둘. This counting is Korean. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and then 20, 30, 40, 40, 50. So 12시 10분, 1시 50분, 11시 20분, 9시 15분, or 10시 35분. So like this, native Korean numbers 시 and Sino-Korean numbers 분. Oh, interesting. Do you call it Sino? It's interesting, yeah. So, yeah, you can find this post on our Instagram, how to read time in Korean. So you can check in more in detail. And let's go to the next one. So what does udangtangtang means? What does udangtangtang means? What about the former 24 hours, like 15:50 p.m.? So 15:50 p.m. 15 is 3 o'clock, right? So 3시 50 is 50. So 3시 50분. 3시 50분. Alright? Yeah. Thank you for asking. Let's go to the next one. 우당탕탕 means. What does 우당탕탕 means? 우당탕 is the sound of something falling or bumping loudly on a resonant floor. So I brought an example. So he stomped down the stairs. He stomped down the stairs. You can read in Korean like 그는 우당탕 층계를 내려갔다. Usually you can use like 우당탕탕 소리가 났다. Or like you heard something 우당탕탕. you heard something 우당탕탕, right? So 그는 우당탕탕 소리가 났다. So 우당탕탕 is the sound of something falling or bumping loudly on the floor, right? And next question. Ira 093015 asks, sometimes there are sentences that I can't understand, like implying on me or said to others. I think it's quite similar when you learn other languages. Like usually you can guess that meanings, like implied meanings from the context, right? So even 와 좋아 보인다, like actually you can see someone actually praising you. 오, 너 좋아 보인다. Or it can be like sarcasm, like 좋아 보이네, 좋아 보인다, 너 좋아 보인다, 야 좋아 보이는데. Like that, it's exactly the same sentence, but you can just read the hidden meaning from the situation. So I think it's you can know it by I think within the situation you definitely know it, but without any certain situation, actually you can't actually really think about all the possibilities, right? So I think if you have 눈치, if you have sense, if you have 눈치가 빠르면 알 수 있어요. 눈치 챙겨요. 눈치 챙깁시다, 여러분. 우리 에그버니들 눈치 챙겨요. 네, 눈치 챙기면 알 수 있어요. Alright? So yeah, let's go to the next. So next one is angry situations. Yeah, there are so many expressions you can use in Korean. So for example, I brought some from our Instagram post. When you're angry, you can say 피가 거꾸로 쏟는다. 완전 피가 거꾸로 쏟아. So 피 is blood, 거꾸로 is upside down, and 쏟다 is rise up. Yeah, rise up. So when a person is very angry, his face turned red. Because the blood, if the blood is going up to your head, then you can see the red face. Actually, the blood usually go from the heart to, let's say, from heart to your feet. It's usually going down. Of course, it's pumping up to the head, of course. But like 피가 거꾸로 솟는다, it's more like emphasizing like you are so upset, so you became red and 피가 거꾸로 쏟는다, 피가 거꾸로 쏟는 것 같아, like that. Alright? And then the other one is 눈이 뒤집히다. So like you're so upset, so you can't accept this fact. So usually you can see like when people who are very like when they see something ridiculous, you can see like their eyes going up, like how come, I can't believe this, how can it be like this, you can see their face and you can find their eyes actually rolled up. So 눈이 뒤집힌다, like you are very upset as much as your eyes going up. And the other expression is acronym. You can use it, acronym. This is, fuck you. This is fuck you. Yeah, like or. Please be careful to use this. I know in English you can use the consonants or vowel like multiple times to emphasize something, but you usually in Korean you don't I recommend you don't do it, like, because sometimes you can make mistakes like this. So yeah, try not to use like vowels or consonants like more than twice. Of course, you can use like 기억, which means 고고, which means let's go. But if you use o twice, it means fuck you. So hope you are careful with this. Okay, let's go to the next one. So losing weight. How to say losing weight in Korean? How to say losing weight in Korean? Losing weight is 살 빼다 or 다이어트 하다. So 다이어트 is diet. It's from English, diet. But when you control your diet, like when you check your diet, like what you eat, actually you may lose your weight, right? So that's why we use 다이어트 as like the meaning for the losing weight. So 나 이제 살 뺄 거야. 나 이제 살 뺄 거야. From now on, I'm gonna lose my weight. 나 이제 살 뺄 거야. From now on, I 이제 now 살 빼다 lose weight. So I'm gonna lose my weight. 나 이제 살 뺄 거야. or 나 이제 다이어트 시작할 거야. 나 이제 다이어트 시작할 거야. I 이제 now 다이어트 is diet, lose weight. 시작할 거야. 시작하다 is I'm going 시작 is start. 시작하다 is start. So 나 이제 다이어트 시작할 거야. I'm going to start diet. I'm going to start diet from now on. Right? And the next one is past tense and present tense in grammar. Past tense in present tense. How to, I think he was asking about how to recognize past tense and present tense in Korean. So usually past tense, you can see the verbs with 하다, 뭐뭐 하다, or like 먹다, 자다, 입다, 공부하다, 일을 하다, 일하다, 보다, like that, 뭐뭐 하다. But if it's used in past tense, then you can see 먹었다, 보았다, which can be 봤다, and 잤다, 잠을 잤다, 잠 자고 있었다. Like you can see 었다, 였다, 했다. So if I give you an example with the sentence that we saw before, 눈이 뒤집히다. 눈이 뒤집히다 is present tense. 근데 눈이 뒤집혔다. You can see 하였다. 눈이 뒤집히다 is original. And then 뒤집혔다 is past tense. So 눈이 뒤집혔다. My eyes rolled up. 하다, 다 is a dictionary word, stem word. Yeah, stem word. Yeah. Munibak 420, thank you for your additional comments. Yeah. So 하다. So yeah, it's dictionary word. 다 is dictionary word. But if you finish something in Korean, like in written word, in writing, you can also use like 밥을 먹었습니다. 밥을 먹었다. But if you say something when you, in spoken word, like you can say 밥 먹었어요. 밥 먹었습니다. 밥 먹었어. 밥 먹어. 밥 먹고 있는 중이야. 밥 먹고 있어요. Yeah. There's so many different various types of words. I don't know why Korean is quite complicating, but yeah, I mean these oopsie, oh no, yeah, okay, yeah, oh yeah, oopsie, these are the things that I prepared for today. Oh, excuse me, don't. Okay, let me cover this. All right. I'm sorry, my mistake. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry for the mistakes. Anyway, these are the things that I prepared for today, and I hope today's podcast also helpful for you guys. All right. So there was a technical issue, but yeah, I'm happy that I could answer. I could cover most of your questions. Oh, thank you. Yeah. And yeah, our podcast contents is always being made with your comments. So please throw your ideas by answering to the questions or our Instagram story post or during the live chats. Alright? Yeah, and hope to see you next Tuesday. And thank you for listening. 네, 만나서 반가웠어요. Oh, from Malaysia. Alright, thank you. Thank you, everyone. 다음에 또 봐요. 안녕. 안녕. 만나서 반가웠어요. 다음 주에 또 봅시다. 안녕.